What's up, guys? Happy late Thursday night. We are here. Just gonna review signups, just chat, hang out, and yeah, have some fun. So you'll get to see what I've done so far. Whoopsie, sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so what I got so far. Who did I leave off on? I think I just did this one. Kenseth fan. So for Ross Chastain so far, I have Anthony Jr. 2793. For Austin Cindric so far, I have Julian Quintero, 1015. For Austin Dillon, I have Blake Mace and number 359 YT. For Kevin Harvick, we have NASCAR 4145 and J.K. Keller J5. Kyle Larson, we have Anthony Leach, Blue Boy 70, Colin Cropley, and CCCS Racing 0. For Big Bad Brad, we have Rhino 64 and Kenseth fan. Nobody for Corey LaJoy yet. Tyler Reddick, I have 4 Boys ZTV 404. Chase Elliott, I have Official Riley 77. Jack Hammer JT, Hendrick Nation 9. SSK Dots 3773, Twisted J, and Avery Alford 2400. Yeah, go figure. Chase Elliott has the most so far. Who would have guessed that? Nobody for Eric Almirola. Denny Hamlin has NASCAR Coca-Cola Racing Network EKH 7040, Paintbrush 54. Blaney has Device. Nobody for Briscoe. Nobody for Priest. Nobody for Busher. Kyle Busch has Caleb Marinelli 15. By the way, Caleb Marinelli was the first guy to sign up. So far I have Des Snake Drake 1824 and Wyatt Rhodes 2974. For Truex, I have Northwest Cup and Nick Brown 2361. Christopher Bell, I have Polar Bear 227T. Nobody for Burton yet. Logano, I only have one. It's Christoph Does Stuff 2542. Bubba, I have Roadco Racing and Stickerman. Byron has Zachman 100ZM1, Fusion Racing, Strike and Blue 1270, and Mix Something 8715. Nobody for Gilliland, nobody for Custer, Dylan, Jones, Biffle, Kurt Busch. Stenhouse, I have Brian Griffin Family Guy fan 81. Bowman, and I have David Hutchinson 48, and Braden Nix. Nobody for Kaz Grala or Grayson or Balicki or Raikkonen. And then Suarez, I have AAP CSRN and SC2DM. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through all of these. Trust me, there's a lot. So if you haven't heard your name been read yet, last one I did was Kenseth fan. So let me check out. Oh, sorry, guys, this is not... You guys aren't signing up. I'm just reading comments. Sorry. Because this will be way too much to look through here. To be honest, season 12 be feeling like the most anticipated season ever after the hiatus from current season fields and stop motion. Yeah, I mean, I've been busy. Yep, been busy. Stick with the Biff. Yeah, I mean, I see this guy says, I haven't seen you pop up on my notifications for years. Thank you for having notifications on, for one. And two, I mean, for those of you who don't know, I'm a full-time teacher now. So I have a big boy job, and I just became a father. So I also have a little kid I'm raising. AAPCS, I've been great. Thanks for asking. School just got out, so enjoying the summer. Olivia asks if any of my students have seen my stop motions. Yes, they have. They never believe me when I tell them I have 20,000 subscribers. That's always It's a big shock to them when I actually back up. ACS is a teacher and a father. The kids are going to be learning NASCAR. Yes. Yes, my little boy, he's already been in my NASCAR room and been showing him around. All right, so I won't be here all night. I'll check the chat every once in a while, and then we will go through the sign-up. So, Tyler Reddick, apple cider, 5. And I'm sorry for the bad quality streams. I'm not a big-time YouTuber, so I feel like I don't need to put that much into live streams, but if these continue to be popular, maybe I'll put a little more effort in. Oh, I saw a question about Michigan football. That always gets my attention. Yeah. I don't want to get cocky, but Michigan by double digits again this year over Ohio State. Just saying. I teach 4th and 5th grade math and science. How tough is it being a teacher? Well, there is a lot of stress, but at the same time, I'm in teaching because I enjoy, this sounds bad. I enjoy being around kids. Trust me, that sounds terrible. But I enjoy the company of students and helping them learn and laughing and helping them grow as little human beings. So that's why I teach. I love it for the aspect of being a good role model and having fun with them. We like to trade Pokemon together. That's always fun. Yes, I love teaching. Love it. Now, some of the other stuff in teaching, like paperwork and principles. Well, not my principal, but not principles, but like administration. That can get kind of tough. Yeah. Opinions about the next gen being worked on more often this year. I'm all for it. I would like to see a big improvement on short tracks and road courses. Eddie Benzie says any car, so I'll just give him the first driver that does not have a position yet, which I believe is Corey LaJoy. Yeah. All right, so Eddie, sorry, I knocked that over again. That won't be the first time. Eddie is going to get Corey LaJoy. Eddie Benzie. Chris Busher goes to Whitmania. Nice job. Niley14 wants Chase Briscoe. First person to take Chase. Ed Ruiz Brooks, 5716, wants Chastain. I've seen a couple people wanting Chastain. I want to see an improvement with plate tracks. Yeah, that would... I would like to see an improvement with safety. I get kind of worried with the plate races and the amount of concussions so far. This is, yeah. I'm heartbroken for Kurt Busch. Wasn't fair that he had to go out that way. Once again, guys, in the comments, this is signups right here. You had to comment on this in this video that uploaded 3 weeks ago. It would take too much to look through these. Simon Black wants the 20. Okay. Jay Ward here wants Larson. Jay Ward, period, for some reason. M. Cena, 1997 MS, wants William Byron. Not a bad choice. He's on a pretty good roll this year. So who do you guys think is actually going to win the championship this season? I mean, to me, I think if Larson can get more consistent, I think he's the outright favorite to win the championship. But I would put money on William Byron. And I'm gonna call it and say that I don't think Chase Elliott, I know this isn't a very bold take, but I don't think Chase Elliott wins this year. I don't think he does. I think, yeah. Oh, McAllister. I know that guy. Yeah. Ryan McAllister. He wants the 9. RF McAllister. Let's see what you guys are saying. You got Byron or Bush. Chastain will finesse his way in to the championship. He might. He might. He might. Truex, yeah. Truex, he's doing good this year. Redemption after missing the chase last year. That still kind of irritates me that happens, but it's the nature of the beast these days. So Truex knew the rules all year. He had every chance to win. You don't think Chase will even make it to the top 20 in points? I think he could get there by the end of the year. I think he gets there by the end of the year, as long as they don't get any crippling penalties, which very well could happen because Hendrick has been getting caught this year quite a bit. And then Chase Briscoe's in trouble because they got a pretty nasty penalty a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it wasn't not cool. Matt Thomas Vlogs 2391 wants Blaney or Chastain. We'll give you Blaney because Blaney doesn't have many. Matt Thomas Vlogs, and I wish I could just copy and paste these usernames, but they are hyperlinked nowadays, so I can't even. It just you can highlight it, but it just takes a lot, and you run the risk of accidentally clicking on it and losing all your progress. Cookie RX 200 wants Kyle Larson. Blue Boy has 5, yep. Cody Hagen Gaming wants the number 8. Cody, I'll just do Cody Hagen. That works for me. Oh, there we go. Finally, somebody wants Kurt Busch in his final Aflac Cup Series season. TJ Chamberlain. And Max Davis wants Chris Buescher. Yeah, I decided to live stream because this just takes forever and ever to go through this. And it gets, I like listening to Dale Jr., but I don't know. I just got a little bored, so. And it's summer, so why not hang out, right? I'll do anything to get the Stenhouse 47. Anything you say. Hey, yo. All right. No, Brian Griffin, you already have him. What are you doing? All right. Ross, Racer Kid, 9320 would like Ross. Oh, how many kids do you teach in your classroom? So my homeroom is 4th grade, and I have a 5th grade teacher that I trade off with. So my 4th graders will go to her to teach or learn ELA and social studies, and then her 5th graders come to me to do math and science. So last year, I don't know if I'm breaking any laws by saying this. I think as long as I just don't say their names, I'm good. But I had 30 4th graders. It was a big class, very big class, but man, were they fun. They were funny. Very funny group. A little immature sometimes, but they made teaching fun. They made it a lot of fun. And then the 5th grade class was the class I had last year. So I knew them very well. And then I'll get to see these 4th graders that are now 5th graders next year again. So this 5th grade class, I had them last year, and that was my first class ever teaching. So they do hold a special place in my heart, and so do the class I just had last year because they were a lot of fun. But that class had 19 kids. So all in all, I taught 49 students last year. Oops. When was the last time I kicked a student out of class? 2 days before the school year was over. I just sent him to another room. He was being particularly disrespectful. But he means well. He was just having a moment. So I said, we both need a moment. So not like I necessarily kicked him out of the class. I just told him he needs a break. I don't think I've ever really kicked anyone out of my classroom. More or less just breaks. We need breaks. Teacher needs a break. You need a break. Come back when you're ready. That kind of thing. I'm pretty chill as a teacher. I'm not a big yelling kind of guy. Random Carl, I'll give you 38 since you asked for him. But I'm pretty chill. I don't like making the kids feel bad by yelling at them. I don't really see the point in that. I think there's better ways to get to them. I think the nicer you are to them and the more honest you are with them, the more they'll respect you in the long run, so you won't have to yell and scream at a child. And I think screaming at a child in general is just not good practice, in my opinion. And I don't want to call anyone out in the school that I work at, but that happens, and, you know, you wonder why the kid gets upset at you. You know, I don't know, but whatever. I'm young. Yeah, W teacher, thank you. Yeah, nice to see you, M&M Cup Series. I hated middle school, too. I hated it as a child. I worked in a middle school for a little bit before I got my main teaching gig, and I actually liked it. The kids were fun. Very inappropriate, I'll just say that. They were extremely inappropriate. Just the language they used and whatnot, but that's expected of the middle schooler. The moaning pisses me off. That gets under my skin. And I, not afraid to call it cringe. It's cringe. You're being cringe. Stop. Yeah, I think middle school, I would say a lot of people would agree with you about middle school just being the lowest time in everyone's lives. It's a very awkward phase. Your body's changing for everyone, girls and boys. Just a very awkward time. I enjoyed high school a lot more than middle school. Mr. Fly to the Sky. I see Briscoe on there. Well, let's give Briscoe some love. Mr. Fly to the Sky. Yeah. Ninth grade, I would also loop in with the awkward phase. Yeah, ninth grade is another one of those awkward times. You're the babies of the school. You get picked on a lot. But after ninth grade, it gets better. Matt's 1854. This guy has been a long time subscriber, and I'm happy to see he signed up for season 12. Shout out to you, Matt 1854. Hello, video game fan 1999. ACS, who do you think will win the most this season? I think if Larson can get it under control, Larson is going to win the most races this year. But it's like he either gets a top 5 or he DNFs. There's no in between for Larson this year. Literal definition of checkers or wreckers. Oh, there we go. Derek Newton wants Corey LaJoy. How about that? Derek Newton, 48.96. I actually saw Corey LaJoy when I went to the Coke 600 in 2021. That was very cool. He was just like walking down the street. I mean, not that they're not allowed to do that, but it's just, you don't really see people you look up to normally just walking down the street. He was in Kannapolis. I think that's where he lives, actually. Trevor Wester wants Kyle Busch. Since I'm following the 2022 roster, so I'm gonna have to get used to having Kyle Busch in the 18 because I'm already used to having him in the 8. It's crazy. Anthony Leach wants the 77. And by the way, shout out to the Super Squad. For signing up for Noah Gragson. Ooh, that's an interesting username, but you want Todd Gillen. So ZH2 Motorsports. NASCAR 12. Imagine that, wants Blaney. Having 12 in the username. All right, let's check out the chat. I miss watching ACS, so glad it's back. Well, thank you. I'm glad it's back too. You've watched since the Brickyard 200 in Season 3. Yeah, that video was interesting. Trinity says middle school was a cakewalk. Yeah, bullied a lot in 9th grade. Spent most of 10th grade battling depression. I mean, yeah, it's different for a lot of people. And I can relate to that. I tell you what, I do my best in my own classroom to prevent bullying, but it still happens. It's insane how many times you talk to a certain student, talk to their parents, and it still takes place. It's mind-boggling. It is. And it's very frustrating, especially as a teacher who is actively trying to prevent it. And, you keep them away from each other, and you monitor them outside at recess, and it still finds its way to happen at some point in the day. As a teacher, I really wish I could see everything, but that's impossible, especially with 30 kids last year. 30 kids was a lot. Do I talk to them about their mental health? Yes, I do. They had, it was kind of a, I don't want to go too deep into this because there's a lot to unravel for those poor kids and what happened to them last year. So as I mentioned earlier, they have 2 teachers. So I'm their main teacher. Like, we do all the little things together, like lunch, recess, morning meetings and stuff like that. But then they go to another teacher for ELA and social studies, and a lot of them struggled in ELA and social studies, I'll just say that. So dealing with their feelings, and all of a sudden they go from acing every single class to now they have D's and C's, and some have E's in certain classes. It was hard for a lot of them to grasp the fact of failure. And I talk about failure. And is failure a bad thing? Now, if failure is repetitive, then you aren't learning from failure. So yes, failure can be harmful, but sometimes we learn the most through failure. And I try and embrace that to say, okay, that didn't work, so what can we try differently? Or what may have happened that week? I have a very famous story about myself. Well, it's not famous, but I talk to the students about this story. And when I was a senior in high school, I had possibly the worst week of my school career. It was the end of, well, thank you for the $10. Buy my son a Truex diecast. I will definitely have to. Thank you, M&M Cup Series. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you. So as I was saying, I had like the worst week of my life. I was a high school wrestler, and I literally separated my shoulder wrestling, and I was in a lot of pain. And it was the end of the semester, and we had this big project due for Spanish class. And in my high school career, I was a tryhard. I like to get A's. I was very proactive in getting scholarships. But I was on, they put me on medication for the pain. And I have never, ever been on like pain meds in my life. And I think psychologically, it did something to me where I became the most stubborn, laziest POS, and I just simply did not do my project for Spanish. I just didn't do it. I goofed off. I made a fool of myself. And that project, for some reason, now I have an issue with this, especially as a teacher now, making something, this project was worth the entire grade. So it's like it didn't even matter what I did leading up to that class, but I didn't do it and I failed it. And so I failed that project, and so I failed the entire semester. So I'm a high school senior. I'm an AB student predominantly through my entire high school career. And now I have a big fat F on my transcript, and it's still there. I mean, I argued to get it changed, but they said, well, you didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm just gonna have to own it. And I tell my kids, I had the worst week of my life, but does that mean I'm a bad student? And they all tell me, no, I just had a bad week. And I go, exactly. Just because you had a bad week doesn't make you a bad student. So I like to try and motivate my students, give them personal stories, and tell them, how, here I am. I got an F in high school, and I'm a teacher. So they can do it. They just have to, it's perseverance. It sucks that they have to go through some of these emotions, and yeah, I just hate that they come back to me feeling that way sometimes. I do a lot through just the way I talk to them. I talk to them positively. I try and lift them up. I don't call them lazy, because some of them were lazy, but you don't want to tell that to their face. Whereas they were told that to their face at some point last year by somebody else in the building. So that's so unfortunate that they had to hear that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But the only person that I can control is myself. And I always tell myself that. I don't want to beat myself up over something I can't control. And I tell the kids that. We all have our own circle of control. And yeah. And one, I just love teaching. So I do my best to make the kids feel better about themselves, Try to survive the tourism class. There's a tourism class in middle school? That's insane. Well, this guy says any car, and he's got a Kyle Busch car in his profile picture, so I'm assuming he's going to want Kyle Busch. Michigan, Rail, Fanner, OG. Oh, man, I have a feeling like we're not even, there's so many more to go through. Jackson, Gar, Stecky, 8880. I sucked in high school. Grade 9 was okay. Grade 10 was fun, and my last 2 years were screwed by COVID. Oh, man. Yep. I got screwed by COVID, too, in college. There needs to be a high school class that is everything NASCAR. I would love to teach that. Nice, Robbie. Nice to see you. Thank you for hanging out, man. Now, for those of you who don't know who that is, that's Robbie Noonan. He did diecast reviews. Used to do a lot for NASCAR. But unfortunately, with the state of the sport that is in, and I don't blame him, but he has since halted the NASCAR diecast reviews. But I always appreciate Robbie. He's a good friend. He's funny. And one day I'd like to meet you, bud. One day. Killer Gamer C2535 is Noah Gragson. Killer Gamer C. That's an X. There we go. 2535. All right. How does this work with so many names for each driver? This is everybody's the crew member. This season I do have something special I'm doing, and I don't want to spoil it because it's tomorrow's video, but you'll see. Picks for Nashville. Well, I would like to say Chase Elliott goes back-to-back. That would be nice, but I know he won't. Like I said earlier, I don't think Chase Elliott's winning this year. I don't think it's happening. It just seems like something's off. And obviously, yes, he broke his leg. Or whatever, fractured his leg. But it's just... like when Josh Berry and Corey LaJoie were in the car. That car sucked, dude. Like, it sucked. And I honestly don't think it was Corey or Berry. It was just the car was terrible. And I know Josh Berry, I think he did good at Richmond. I don't remember. Did he finish second there? Second or third or something like that. But, I mean, honestly, was Josh Berry running second and third all day? No, it was pit strategy. Win by freak accident? Yeah. He could win by freak accident. If we can get a fuel mileage race, he might be able to do that. Yeah, yeah, when you break your leg, the pace, and he broke his throttle leg too. So that's I mean, that was rough. And I know Kyle Busch also broke both his legs, but I mean, you can't compare Chase Elliott to Kyle Busch. That's just not fair. Yeah, Kyle Busch, he's just built different. All right, Shiny Mew gets Kevin Harvick. Shiny Mew, since your name is Shiny Mew, I do want to say that in Pokemon Go, I don't know if anybody plays that anymore, but I do. In Pokemon Go, when they gave out the free Shiny Mew through the research for one of the, I think it was Kanto Fest a couple years ago, when I caught it, it came back perfect IVs. So I have a Shundo Shiny Mew. It's like one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Yeah, you're welcome, Shiny Mew. NASCAR Racer wants Daniel Suarez. So I have filmed 2 races so far, and I am currently working on the next racetrack, and I am making the track. Does anyone want to guess what track I'm making? And I'm open to giving out hints, too, if you need a hint. Ooh, you went to the Glen? I want to go to Watkins Glen. I will go there one day. It's such a beautiful place. It's not Atlanta. Oh, Dale, nice job. It is Road America. Great guess, Dale Salzman. Nice job. Yeah, it is Road America. Pretty excited to make that track. And it's a big track. I mean, I've been there in person, and holy cow, it is amazing how massive that place is. Yeah, Road America should be cool. It's going to be a pain in the butt to film. Alex Da 6789. He's also another one that's been a very frequent viewer of my channel. So thank you, Alex. I recognize that profile and username. Austin Cindric for Erie. Okay, now we're getting into some... There we go. Erie, Perry, 01. Newman fan, Forever 39. Oh, man. That's also a guy that's been around for a while, watching my videos. Shout out to you. Unless you just have a similar username to somebody that I recognize, but... I went to the Glen twice, 2016 and 2022. Oh, man, if I would have went to the Glen last year, I would have went home salty. Because I was salty at home, and I guess you guys can only imagine why I was salty. I mean, I have a lot of opinions about Kyle Larson. I think he's a great driver. Fantastic driver. But just, yeah. Him and Chase have had some run-ins, and I won't say Elliott's innocent, but the Watkins Glen one last year really made me mad. Oh, man. MLCS. And it's fine if you disagree with me being mad about Watkins Glen last year. I'm over it, but in the moment, I was not a happy camper. John Michael Lowry, 68-61. Yeah, Auto Club sucked too. I think Auto Club was more of just a racing incident rather than running someone over. I mean, I'm not positive, but you either gotta listen to your spotter or the spotter's got to be better. And that's in that scenario. That's all. Oh, God. Denny Delivers doing the ooh-woo. I mean, as a teacher, I have grown, like, desensitized to so many memes. Like, ooh-woo and a lot of them just... It's like, yeah, they happen. They're said. There's a lot of things that sometimes I just have to ignore because if you laugh at it, then it becomes a thing for the entire year. Juan Pablo Montoya. Oh, Juan, how about we put you in your old car? Juan, the Jet Dryer 7580. CMR 21 will take Chase Briscoe. Where does Chase Briscoe begin? There you are. Hey, another Briscoe guy. Tony Briscoe. Okay, is your name actually Tony Briscoe? Priest, why not? There you go. Priest is the 15 this year. Got to get used to that because I'm already used to Priest being in the 41. I keep forgetting it's Custer in this series because I'm doing the 2022 schedule. Angel Olvera wants the 9. My favorite underdog driver. It's either got to be Stenhouse or Corey LaJoy. I don't know if you can necessarily call Stenhouse an underdog, but I think he drives for an underdog team. So yeah, I was pretty pumped Stenhouse won the 500 this year. Now, the way in which he won it sucked because, my God, what a boring finish. I just hate when that happens. And then it doesn't help that Fox Sports gave like one of the most boring calls ever to end a 500. Ironically, I thought Clint Boyer was a lot better with Jeff Gordon in the booth. Even though a lot of us kind of got sick of Gordon after a while. I mean, I'm even a Jeff Gordon fanboy, like, for life, and I was kind of sick of Gordon in the booth. Oh, he got turned. Yep. I think Stenhouse's 500 win got canceled in 164. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. So what's everybody's opinions on them making another Chase Elliott diecast that literally just has a different sponsor on the side? I saw they're making this Valvoline diecast, with just Valvoline on the quarter panel. What is my favorite Jeff Gordon diecast I have in my collection? I keep going back and forth on this. Probably my his last ride race version special finish that's autographed. It's probably my favorite Gordon diecast I own. Zane Wall wants the 9 or 24. I'm going to give you the 24 because there's already a lot of people on the 9. And I'm assuming there's only going to get more. In order, Reddick Biffle, 46. You get Biffle then. Yeah, I see. I agree with that AAPCS. Obviously economic reasons. Anything Chase Elliott is going to sell, just like Dale Jr., just like Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson. If you make it, they'll buy it. So I understand Lionel doing that, making that diecast. Trust me, I get it. It's exhausting. It's exhausting seeing that and then we didn't even have a Michael McDowell diecast for last year. Like, come on. Come on. And you think, like, Loves would buy enough to sell his cars. Loves Truck Stops, that is. Noah Grayson looks like a bust. Dude, he's driving for RPM. Or whatever they're called now, Legacy. Like, I would not call Grayson a bust. He's driving one of the worst cars in the field. That team fell off they fell off a cliff so hard this year. Like, you can see it in Eric Jones' performance. I mean, compared to how Eric Jones did last year, that's not fair to call Noah Grayson a bust. I'm sorry. And the fact that he got a concussion after that hit at New Hampshire. I mean, not New Hampshire. It looks like New Hampshire. Gateway. It's like a stretched out New Hampshire. But, yeah, after that hit he took at Gateway, just not good to see. Hard for Menard. Love that username. I used to work at Menards. I'm sure some of you know that. Some little ACS trivia. I liked working at Menards. It was fun. And if I had to, I would work there again. Where do I work now? I work at a elementary school. Yeah, I agree. I think Grayson would contend for better finishes if he was in last year's equipment instead of Ty Dillon. I love how Dillon just got like fired from RPM. Yeah, Petty's like, yeah, you're not coming back. Well, I don't love that he got fired. I just love Richard's response. There was like a, I don't know if it was actually Richard Petty commenting, but yeah, he kind of went hard on old Ty. What's up, Miss Craft? Wanting the 11. So I might call it quits here pretty soon. Just go back to doing this on my own. It just takes so long. It gets boring. So I appreciate you guys coming here and hanging out. I appreciate Eminem's Cup Series giving me $10 to buy my kid a Truex diecast, and you bet I will. I will buy him a diecast. And I'll say this is from Eminem Cup Series. So America 7082 wants the 48s. And by the way, I shop on a new online site. I don't know if anybody's seen my most recent videos, but I buy from Spoiler Diecast now, and you can save 5% at checkout with code ACS12. And I believe you also get free shipping over if you spend over $20, which, I mean, honestly, these days it's just buying 2 cars because the diecast prices are outrageous. Absolutely, absolutely outrageous. Dang, get sticky for Balicki, huh? That's an interesting hashtag there, Orion Lopez. And trust me, I just haven't been commenting on your situation or your comments that I see. Upper Groove Racing. I don't know if anybody's on NASCAR Twitter, but apparently there's been a little bit of drama on the app this week. I guess good old N2SC4R, aka He Who Must Not Be Named, but his name rhymes with Mo Gumbard. I guess he's suing people for, or giving out, I don't know if he can actually sue them, but there's been a little bit of drama on Twitter about him potentially suing people. He threatened to sue me back in like 2018 just because I was I tweeted at him every single day saying good morning, just messing with him. I mean, I was being obnoxious, but he threatened to sue me over that, and he never responded to me either. And so I guess like in a group chat with like the NASCAR Weekly podcast, he asked about me and said I was annoying, and they all laughed at him pretty much. Yeah, just like, dude, I'm obviously trolling. I don't know. I mean, I get like, I'm not in the high tier of NASCAR YouTubers, but it's just like, dude, you are. And he's going through something that's very inappropriate too. So, I mean, I don't want to call the guy out, but I used to follow him on Instagram, and he bought flowers for a young lady who was like 17, and he's like the same age as me, so I was about 23-ish at the time, so he must have been 22, 23. And he bought flowers for a 17-year-old girl and sent them to her high school. And I have the receipt still in one of my group chats on Twitter. So, I mean, dude, that's so inappropriate. Incredibly inappropriate. And, dude, I already signed that guy up. But, like, it's just... What's wrong with you, you know? I don't mean to talk about him, but yeah. How old am I now? I turned 29 in 2 days. And in about 9 minutes, it'll only be one more day until I turn 29. So my birthday is June 24th. And that's a big reason why I'm a Jeff Gordon fan, because I was born on the 24th. And back in the day, Jeff Gordon was the man. The man. Yeah, thanks, guys. So, yeah, the ACS race will be on my birthday. I got a question about NASCAR shorts. I've tested the water a little bit on NASCAR shorts. Would anybody care if I started doing historical, like today in history, ACS moments on NASCAR shorts? Or YouTube shorts, I mean, not NASCAR shorts. YouTube shorts. I'm old. I'm young. Old's like 40, 50 years old. I'm young. I'm embracing it. I've lived a good life. Can't lie. Please do. You would watch? Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been like going through and looking at like my old stuff, writing down the dates they happened. So all they have to do is just like screen record and just make a little YouTube short video on it. I think that'd be fun. Just like show the finish or whatever. Show like a big wreck that happened. NASCAR Gamer 9554 wants the 24. Eric E. Steps and you were the reason I watched NASCAR on YouTube. Nice. Back in my day. Yeah, I did use back in my day. That makes me old. You're right. Oh, well, thank you, Loves Cup Series. I appreciate the $2. I can't wait for the new season as well. I'm excited. Very excited. Shorts don't monetize well. Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily looking for monetization. I'm just looking for engagement. Mary Rudder wants whoever's left. Well, everyone's taken, but I'll give you Cole Custer. Could I vote for 24 if possible? I thought wait. Did I do Mary Rudder? I think I did. Oh, well. I'm not too concerned. Austin Dillon, who's trash can? I'm not the trash can. It's not very nice. On this day, Casey Kane won the Brickyard 400. Yeah. That'd be in February. And I get to play the crazy video. Cubs Stereo 9407 wants Ryan Blaney. We'll give you Ryan Blaney. Fun fact, Ryan Blaney is the reigning Aflac Cup Series champion. Because he won season 11. Spoiler alert, but that season's been out for a while. You thought the custom drivers were real drivers. I mean, I wish. I wish I was a real driver. Yeah, so far this year I have no plans to have Magi Motorsports in the Aflac Cup Series, but I might be working something out with Carter because he's my diecast maker, so they might make an appearance later on in the season. What are your thoughts about Josh Berry replacing Kevin Harvick? Super happy for Josh Berry. I think that's amazing for him. I hope he does well. I mean, his time in the 9 could have gone a little better, but as I said earlier, I think the 9 team was just, they're not where they were last year, and that's evident in their finishes. especially with Elliot in the car. He'll do very decent. Nice. I approve of that dad joke. Very nice. I have to use that in the future. Trinity River Network wants the 23, 17, or 45. How about we do the 45? Not a whole lot of people are on Kurt Busch's team yet. Yeah, thinking about 4 more minutes, I'll call it quits. Once again, guys, I am not. This video is about signups, but this live stream is not signups. I'm not taking signups here. You have to comment on the video. Windows needs an restart. Not now. I will take the 23 of Bubba Wallace. 23 Bubba Wallace is right here. Richard Morris. I think Bubba Wallace makes the playoffs this year. I'm not quite sure where he is at in points. But I know he's kind of hovering around there-ish. Orange Vanilla Coke NASCAR Cup Series. There's so many Cup Series names. Oh, I love it, though. I love that. Love it, love it. A motorsports fan would like Christopher Bell. Sure thing, Bell. He's 15th, yeah, so he's right there. Briscoe was doing good. That just sucks what happened. But, you know, I mean, it is a team sport, so the team was cheating, even though Buescher may have nothing to do with it, but it is a team thing, so that happens. Kyle Busch Kyle Busch. NASCAR Buffet would like Kyle Busch. Bubba's 25 points ahead. Okay. You passed the comment like an hour ago. Yeah, you passed my reply a while ago. I did no such thing. Yeah, Briscoe cheated and still finished 25th. Tough Tyler Vids wants LaJoy. Yeah, Robbie, I did see that Garage 56 car. That thing was mean. Mean. LD. Me for QV. Wants Buescher. I'll finish this row here, and then I'll call it quits for the night because I need to get some sleep. Broussard Racing Network, that's what it is. I am about at the halfway point at least. It's back. Chase Briscoe, please. And the good thing about Briscoe is that his penalty that happened in the Cup Series does not apply to the Aflac Cup Series, so he can still do well in the Aflac Cup Series. Dr. Motter wants Kyle Larson. Sure thing. Haven't seen somebody ask for Chase Elliott in a while. All right. So that's the last one I'll do tonight. Oh, man. How many people have Logano? 3. It's kind of shocking, isn't it? I probably haven't gone past yours yet, dude. There's a lot of comments, so no worries. I will show you something I am collecting. I'm into collecting. Over the past year, I've picked up the hobby of collecting Pokemon cards. So I pulled this today. In Japanese, this card was worth a little bit, but not a lot in English. And then I got Chien-Pao EX. Pretty sparkles. Yeah, I love Pokemon. I would love to do like a Pokemon video. Show off my Pokemon cards. I could do that in YouTube Shorts too. That way I don't have to flood my regular video feed with Pokemon content. All right, guys. So yeah, hopefully I'll get this done so I can have my video published tomorrow, and then I can do. And obviously the race is Saturday, so I'm pretty excited. Robbie, there's 151 original Pokemon, not 150. FYI, I'm just joking, bud. I don't want to be that guy. I do love Pokemon. I love Pokemon cards. I love playing Pokemon. Yeah, I have a lot of good cards I'd like to show off. The Mannequin Challenge, yeah. Oh man, that brings back memories. Do I have a Psyduck? I mean, I have a Psyduck card somewhere, I'm sure. What are your thoughts about Hendrick and Greenlight? I think that's awesome. I mean, from what I've seen, and Robbie and I have talked about this, but it's just going to be like model cars. Like, I think they're doing a 67 Camaro for now. I'm definitely going to get the Chase Elliott and Jeff Gordon. So I'm pretty excited for Hendrick and Greenlight's partnership. Athletic Cup Series 7 flashbacks. Well, thank you. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. This was an awesome stream. I appreciate everybody for coming out. It's a 69 Camaro. Yes, thank you. So, thank you all for coming. Heisendorf, man, it's good to see you. You're another one of those guys that comment a lot. Yeah, Propel Cup Series. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll see you this weekend. Big weekend here. Athletic Cup Series is back, so I'm very excited for that. Very excited. So, peace out, guys. Good night.